Well, how you doing again? I'm working on my first web page again, and we're down here at HTML dog, and we're getting ready. We did colors last time, and we're getting to move through text and all that. So let's get started. Uh, Text family in itself. The user's browsers has to be able to find the font you specify. Not all browsers recognize all fonts, so that's something to consider. So we give them a choice, and the font family is Arial, Helvetica, and Serif. And we'll look at the Arial font first, and if the browser can't find it, it will search for Helvetica and then a common serif font. So you're pretty much safe with that. If the name of the font is more than one word, font family times New Roman, it should be put in quotation marks. So that's good to know. Font size. Uh, uh, it's font size is font size for me, but the text such as headings should not just be be an HTML paragraph in a large font. You should still use headings H1, even though in practice you could make the font size of a paragraph larger than that of the heading, not recommended for sensible people. We have a font weight. We can go from a font weight of bold or a font weight of normal, but other values are bolder, lighter, and same as normal, 500, 600, 700, and same as bold is 800 and 900. We can play around with these font weights values if you want and see their effect on their browsers. Anything other than bold and normal, so we suggest sticking to those. They're just for normal standardization. Font style, this states whether the text is italic or not. It can be font style italic or font style normal. Usually it's normal, but we do use italic sometimes. Text decorations, basically for web links on your web page. So text decoration, underline, overline, and line through. Uh, uh, let's see, underline should only really be used for links. That's the gist of it. Track text transformation. This is a kind of a neat. I thought it was kind of neat. Text transform capitalized turns the first letter of every word into uppercase. Text transform uppercase turns everything into uppercase. Text transform lowercase turns everything into lowercase, and text transform none. I'll leave the web to figure that one out. So a few of these things used together might look like this. Alright, before we move on from this introduction to styling, a quick look on how to space out the text on a page. Letter spacing and word spacing properties are for spacing between letters and words. The value can be length or normal. The line height property sets the height of the lines in an element, such as paragraph, without adjusting the size. So we can do text line height and text letter spacing also. Text line align property right here. We'll align the text inside the element to the left, right, center, and justified. Text indent property. Indent the first line of the paragraph, for example, to give a length or percentage. This is style traditionally used in print, but rarely in digital media, such as the web. So we have our little snippet of CSS coding right here, and it looks something like this. I can let's see here, we have all our styles here, and we'll change our style sheet in our HTML document, and we'll go with A because I believe that's what it is. We'll save it, and then we'll refresh our browser, and that's what it looks like. Basically, with a few changes. But I can also do it this way. We can take this, copy it, we can just copy this part here, like do that, and then we can find our style note A down here, right there. That brings it up front, and as you can see, it's not in there. So what we have to do is we have to adjust it. So we do shift bracket P. I'm sorry, it's P space bracket, and then we can paste our info in there, paste, and then we can do our other close bracket and then save it, and then save there. And that should change our, and there it does there. And that's what it looks like. It changes our paragraph in our word spacing and letter spacing. So let's take a look at that. So this is 0.5. So let's say that's a little too drastic for me, so I want to go 25. And the word spacing is a little too drastic, so let's go down to 1. Line height, let's say I want just 1. We can use 1.0 or 1.10. And text line, let's say I want it left instead of center. And let's see what that does. Left. And then we'll save our style sheet to our HTML document and refresh it, and it changes it a little bit to a little closer together and what have you. So that helps out a lot on your paragraph text formatting. Alright, let's go back down here, and we're going to do margins and padding next. Okay, we're going to change our text, or change the CSS code for H2 to the following. Alright, so let's find that one. We'll match them up here. That's not it. There it is, style C. So now we'll change our document on our HTML dog, and we'll say we'll change that to C because it's style sheet C, which I prepared before all of this. Save, and then we'll refresh this, and then that's what that does to it. And then it changes a few things because when we get into later on into this little chapter here, we'll get style sheet title and all that. But up here our font size is 2EM. We can change our font size of our H1 heading, and we'll save that. And then we also can do font family area. Let's just say I don't want all of that. I just want sans serif. Okay, and then let's say I don't want 14px for my font size on all my stuff. So let's say I only want 9px. My font size we changed to 1, and then the font size 1.5 EM. Let's say I don't like that. Well, let's see what that looks like first. And then that's what it looks like right there. And we can we can change all that. Our heading is let's say 1.10. Let's say I don't like that CCCC color, and let's say I want to put, let's just guess at it, DDD. Let's say that one, and let's say my margins around this title of H2, that'd be this one down here, one of these down here. Let's say I want my margin to be 10. And let's say my padding is way too large and I want to bring that down to 20. And we'll save that, and we can keep the all the word spacing, line height, and all that the same. And we'll save that style sheet. We'll open it up and we'll refresh it and see what it looks like. And then there you go, it changes right before your eyes, and that's what it'll look like when we change all that information. All right. This leaves a 20 pixel width space around the secondary header, and the header itself is fat from the 40 pixel width padding. So we changed all that, and we can see the difference of the of changing these H2s to a different value. The margin and the padding. The four sides of the element, margin top, margin right, left padding, the bottom padding, are the self-explanatory properties you can see. Later on we'll be seeing that. And then of course the box model. Here's the box model. Margins, padding, borders are all part of what's known as the box model. The box model works like this. In the middle you have the content area, let's say an image, and then surrounding that you have the padding and the border, and the surrounding that you have the margin. So here's your margin box, here's your border box, and there's your padding box. And that's what it looks like. Get that right in view for you. So yep, there's your margin box, there's your border box, there's a padding box, and then there's your element box right there. And we can actually see that on our tools in our web developer, and we open up our web console, and we go to inspector on there, and then over here we go over to box model, and there it is right down here. And it's, as you can see, it's 1563 by 10, and it's static, and you have 000 all the way around, and that's going to be the format for this